Shalom. Kol halalim la banoa Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone, and a hearty shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,000 and 1/3. All right. We're getting home soon. Things are happening. Things are moving. All right. The chess pieces are being moved. Yahweh Hashem Shai is working. And it's not going to be long. All right. It's not going to be long. We're seeing it play out in real time. Okay. As our elders and apostles have said, apostles and elders have said, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai, there's a time to prophesy like they've been doing, okay, for numerous decades, right? And there's a time for these prophecies to play out. And now we're seeing the collapse of this society, all being done strategically, piece by piece, problem, reaction, solution, all right? Same thing they're doing with the digital IDs. They create the problem, which is a migrant situation. They stage a couple of deleting of individuals of different races, okay, allegedly, right? Or it actually happened as well through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Meshai. Everything's Yahweh Bashem Meshai, of course. And then they get the people riled up, about oh yeah, these certain races are the problem. And you get the so-called the so-called indigenous population, the Edomites, who think they're indigenous, which they're not, right? All like a pack of wild dogs, rearing to go, to the point where they're saying, get these people of color out, get these black CUNTSs out, okay? And it's got to that point, and a lot of people are willing to kiss their freedom goodbye. So as long as the foot of the so-called powers that be are on the foot of people of color, or the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and those of their lineage that are scattered to the four corners of the earth, all right? So the so-called white man will kiss his freedoms goodbye. But right now, let's just focus on, a couple of, people in the UK having rants about the cost of living, all right? I'm on this channel called Brit. All right, so this is fair use. I'm not making no money out of this. I'm just going along with this what is already being stated. Let's go. I'm going to read some scriptures along with it, of course. Let's go.
£600 woman who unalived herself because her mortgage payments went up by £600.
Is anyone else finding the cost of living in England absolutely astronomical?
Like, all of our bills have gone up. The water bills have gone up massively. Council tax is huge. Energy bills massive.
Every single person is struggling.
It's going to take fucking years for the UK to start doing better again. Because it's that fucked.
There are more houses on the market right now than have ever been in the last 10 years.
What in the cost of living crisis bullshit is this?
I actually think it gets worse and worse every single day.
Bro, how is anyone affording to actually live in the UK? How are you managing financially?
All of our tax is being sent to here, there, and everywhere.
Council tax, insurance tax, income tax, capital gains tax, NHS tax.
But like, when I hear people saying they want to come to the UK, I'm like, what are you actually coming to the UK for? There's nothing in this country.
Life in the UK right now feels like a survival game with no cheat codes. Prices keep rising, wages stay the same, and somehow your paycheck disappears before you even touch it. People are stretching every pound, skipping essentials, and pretending heating isn't necessary. Meanwhile, politicians keep making promises that don't seem to do much. Stick around because we're breaking it all down. And yeah, hit subscribe unless you enjoy financial. Carry on.
Someone tell me what in the name of the cost of living crisis is going on in this country, because I've just been food shopping. Nothing high end. Went to Aldi. Love a bit of Aldi. But please tell me why I've come out and felt like I've had my pants pulled right down, because I feel violated at the cost of my food shop. That's literally going to last me a week. 1 week. There's 5 of us, right? Technically, there's 4.5, because I've had a gastric band and my 7-year-old can eat more than I can. But why? Why are we paying things like I don't know, £5 for a packet of sanitary towels. They're not even reusable. In the name of Gemma Collins, nah, this ain't for me. Not for me.
Are people going to talk about how living in the UK is actually depressing? The UK is just not it anymore. Like, the UK was it, like, back in the day, hence why, like, our parents migrated. But, like, when I hear people saying they want to come to the UK, I'm like, what are you actually coming to the UK for? There's nothing in this country. Food is expensive, transport is expensive, everything, living is expensive, like, everything, housing is expensive. Like, why would you want to move to the UK? Like, I have a question for, like, foreigners. Why do you guys come to the UK? I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, every day I just, like, get on the train, go to work, come back home, eat, sleep, repeat. Like, I feel like a robot.
I'm so fucking tired of the UK. It's gotten to the point where I'm looking at moving out. So I think it's going to take fucking years for the UK to start doing better again. Because it's that fucked. The thing is, moving is not fucking easy. Thanks, Brexit. I need a visa, I need a job, I need to save a shit ton of money, and probably learn a new language. And unless you're wealthy, your quality of life is fucking shit. I cannot afford, as a nearly 30-year-old, to rent something other than a fucking room. I work full time, so I should at least be able to afford a one-bed apartment. It's not that fucking much to ask for. It's a one-bed apartment. I think as a country, we're so desensitised to everything that we just take the bare fucking minimum. I don't claim to be in poverty, and my life isn't terrible. There are so many people out there who can't even afford to put food on the fucking table. And it's not like it's an uncommon thing. This is quite common now. Just like, what the fuck?
What the actual hell is going on in the UK? I actually think it gets worse and worse every single day. We're literally getting taxed left, right, and centre. It's actually getting to the point where I feel like most people are just working to survive. Like, they're literally living paycheck to paycheck. They don't do anything else other than go to work because you literally can't afford it. Like, actually, what kind of life is that? Like, what are we all doing? I think a lot of people are opening their eyes to actually what's going on in the UK now. Like, they're actually realising that we've all been kind of brainwashed into believing that we go to school, get an education, get a good job, when in actual fact that just keeps us trapped. And the lifestyle isn't even good here. The weather is crap. Everybody is miserable.
Well, she's not lying. That's pretty much the same vibration in every country around the world. Yeah, there's people still having fun, but if you look at most of these problems, I don't see a lot of what the world would call ethnic minorities. A lot of them make videos. You know, you might see the odd Elamite girl here and there. Elamite, you might see, you know, a couple of Jakes here and there. You might see, but it's mainly Edomites, so-called white people, moaning and complaining. All right, because remember Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. These curses are coming upon our enemies, right? Slowly but surely. Okay, and Jake, for the most part, right, is still managing to get through, you know, the traps of this society. You know, they're still like hustling, they're still doing their thing. You know, a lot of them might live in one house, but that house will be clean. They'll all be working. They might have meager jobs, but they'll all be working. You know, there might be a couple of nice cars outside. They'll be dressed right. You know, they'll have jewelry, things like that, because they all work. What they sacrifice is possibly having their own home, because it is expensive, and what they probably sacrifice is space, because they're all probably like sharing bedrooms and things like that, or some of them could even be sleeping in the lounge. All right, that's a lot of Nigerian Jakes do that. A lot of Latino Jakes, a lot of Jakes, Israelite foreigners as well, especially from the east, northern India, they do that as well. You know, a lot of similar ways Jakes survive until one of them has the money to buy a house. But anyway, if you see these curses, they're coming upon our enemies, right? Let's go to the scripture quickly, man. She said, working to survive, right? Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Okay? So you'll feel like you're earning money. You feel like your salary has gone up. Your salary may have gone up, but the money is weak. That pound or that euro or that dollar doesn't stretch as far as it used to. Okay? Because the money doesn't have any value. It never had no value to begin with. Okay? But literally hardly has no value now. All right? Doesn't have no value. Okay? So your salary might have gone up, by £1,000 or £2,000, but everything else is gone up by, you know, way more. So basically, you're just still based, you know, you're still, you know, as the scriptures say, earning wages, you know, and it feels like you're putting into a bag with holes, right? The grinding ceaseth, King James Version. That's not the one. The grinding ceaseth, King James Version. Look at that. Still can't pick the word up, but at least it came through. Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right? The grinding is low. Okay, the doors are shut in the streets, all the buildings are being shut down, houses are being boarded up, buildings are being boarded up, banks are being boarded up. They're painting up fake doors and windows and curtains on derelict buildings, because to keep that sort of vibration of positivity and optimism, and hoping those buildings will be utilized again one day in the future by companies, you know, that want to invest. And it's mainly foreign companies, and these crackers don't want foreigners in their country, do they? All right. Okay. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiastes 12:3 first. I should have read that first. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, so places are shutting down, no jobs, work is low, companies are shutting down, downsizing. You're hearing story after story after story after story, nightmare story, of people being laid off, companies closing shop. All right, filing Chapter 11. Music is terrible. Remember, because music has a vibration of positivity, of romance and optimism. Things are going to be all right. People listen to it. Like Will Smith listening to Bob Marley, that song. Everything's going to be all right. Right? Whatever the title of that song is. But, Bob Marley and all that. He's listening to that in I Am Legend to keep positivity and optimism. All right? Watching recorded videos of how the world used to be when he wakes up in the morning, so he doesn't go crazy in his mind. All right, so a lot of people don't have that anymore, that comfort. All right, that's why a lot of people are gravitating towards old shit. A lot of youngsters don't want mobile phones no more. They listen to older music. They listen to stuff from the 80s. They're feeling all nostalgic because they want to go back, but they can't bring it back. All right, this place is finished. So people are relying on drugs. People are relying on old shows, old music, and there's nothing wrong with old shows and old music. I watch that. That's my thing too, because I grew up in a certain era. All right, but a lot of people are burying their heads in the sand as well. And the hopeful elect are not doing that. All right. So optimism, jobs, buildings shutting down. Okay, this place is finished. All right. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right. So all the daughters of music are being brought low. Let's play a little bit more of that.
I'm literally fed up of being here, getting to the point where I am thinking about going elsewhere. There actually is.
Now, a lot of you, you Edomites, you crackers that have lived in the UK or the States, have never ever gone abroad. You got to understand, going abroad, you might have to learn another language, because a lot of people don't like you so-called white people anymore. They don't. All right, they don't. They remember the atrocities. They remember what you've done to them in the past. They remember the history. They remember why their country's in turmoil and tribulation, why they are poor, why there's pollution, why their roads are fucked up, why their children are messed up, why their whole infrastructure is messed up. Be it India, be it countries in the so-called Middle East, countries in Africa, countries in West Asia, right? Every country. Didn't England rule over numerous countries? Wasn't it called the British Empire at one point? And you Edomites think that you can go elsewhere to find, some kind of place where it's your dreamland, where there'll be no tribulation coming your way. You're not going to get away. And you racist Edomites, I like to say, gollywog, nigger, black cunt, this and that and the third that you're saying, all these things. You think you're going to go to Spain, you're going to go to other parts of the world, and you're going to live around people of color and places like that where people look different to you, and you're going to be okay. You're going to have a problem, all right? Because you're going to bring that racism with you, and people, or the indigenous population of those lands, are going to come for you. And they're already coming for you anyway, in Mexico and places like that. And I believe also Spain and other parts of the world. And it's going to get stronger and stronger, that hate towards you, Edomites. All right? Okay? Because remember, the way we, the way you look at us collectively, you see one Jake does something good. Jake could be helping out poor students in his school, give that cracker a pair of Jordans for free because Jake feels sorry for him, right? But nobody says on that video caption on YouTube, oh, usual suspect, usual suspect. You got a so-called black child, an Israelite child who's probably about 9, 10 years old, worked hard, mowing lawns and shit, right? Got himself a nice pair of Jordans, right? And his older pair of Jordans, which he still looks after because Jake likes to collect sneakers, he gives that pair worth a couple $100 to some cracker in his school, Edomite child, all right? But nobody says usual suspect, But let Jake, some dumbass Jake, right, do something silly like smash a window of a store, right? Usual suspect. All the racism comes through, flooding through the gates then, right? But all the positivity that Jake does, nothing is mentioned, all right? So the way we know, nations, right, are painted, basically if one person does something wrong, that person who does something wrong, everybody looks at that nation collectively in that same, it's like that one person represents that whole nation, right? That's how they look at so-called black people and brown people, all right? Now the whole world is waking up and looking at you so-called white people the same way. All that bullshit, the lies that you've told are coming out. People know that you are not the Most High. You're not Yahweh Shai. You're not the angels. You crackers are nobody, man. Even a worm has more value than you Edomites, man. All right? Okay, before, it was like this where, one Edomite or so-called white person does something wrong. It's only that one individual, but now they're looking at you collectively the same. So if you want to go abroad if you can afford it. But I tell you one thing, it's going to be to your demise. It's not going to be for your saving. So any of you crackers that leave America, you go to Greece, you go to France, you come to England, all right? It may be some bombs going off here, but it won't be no nukes. Or, it could be a nuke here and there, but there'll be a lot of population left here because we're going to remember the elect, the Israelites. We Israelites are going to need slaves and concubines, all right? So that's why a lot of you so-called white people and heathens are leaving America to go to other parts of the world where you'll be kept, okay, safe for slavery, because we're going to need slaves, and you're going to be kept safe, right? You women, especially you women, you attractive women, are going to be kept safe so the elect men can have concubines. And Israelite women too that are attractive, no matter what package they come in, are going to be kept safe so they can be wives, right? However the Lord will do it at that time, all right? And also, some of you might be going to different parts of the world to be deleted in a different way too, So beware of you crackers trying to come abroad, right? You better go to Sweden if you want to live around people that look like you. But over there, it's expensive, isn't it? Okay, so your option is to inhabit the countries that were once first world countries before you bought your pig-skinned flesh over there. All right, now they're third world countries because of the grape you've done onto those lands.
Isn't any such thing as work-life balance for most people going elsewhere. Miserable. I am literally fed up of being here, getting to the point where I am thinking about going elsewhere. There actually isn't any such thing as work-life balance for most people. Now, let me know, has anyone left the UK? If you've left the UK, where have you gone? Where's better? I need some options. Anyway, rant over. Let me know what you think in the comments. What the heck?
She ain't bad looking actually as well, so I don't know if she got a man or not. She should need to go to Thailand or maybe some country in Morocco or something. Some rich sheikh or Arab will take her as a concubine or wife or whatever. Or go to West Indies, go there, and Jake will take you. She ain't bad. She don't have a man, then she's I guess she's available. But she hasn't mentioned her husband, what her husband is saying, or a boyfriend. Anyway.
Options. Anyway, rant over. Let me know what you think in the comments.
What the heck? I just come out of a card shop and it was $6.99 for a Christmas card. One Christmas card. Didn't even have a price on it, and I was just.
This dude's talking about Christmas card being $6.99, £7, which is probably like about $10 to $11. I'm assuming, $10 to $11 for one piece of cardboard, so-called Christmas card. I mean, you're crazy enough anyway to even celebrate Christmas in this day and age. All right. I mean, Jake, you Israelites are still celebrating Christmas, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, you're crazy. In 2025, you're gone.
Like $6.99, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't know why they're $6.99."
Leave that BS to the heathen. Let Christmas be their thing. The only thing you should be doing in December when you've got time off is, watch the lessons. You can, hey man, work out, have some rest, well-deserved rest as well. You know what I mean? And the only thing you should be also doing in December is watching movies, man, as well. Good ass movies at that time. But let these heathens celebrate that bullshit. Fuck Christmas.
It's because he lived, Alan.
Is anyone else finding the cost of living in England absolutely astronomical? Because Jesus Christ, I've just come out of Tesco, and I've just bought some bits and bobs. Basically, I've just filled a bag, and with my club card, it still cost me £74. I've bought salad for dinner, some baguettes.
So basically, she said one carrier bag, £74. So that's about That's about $102, $103 American. All right. And the club card she's talking about is basically, if you scan it, you get a few pennies off each item. So if something is, say, £1.50, it could be £1.20 or something, But she's still, saying that, that's how much she spent for one bag load of goods of a product. One carrier bag worth of food and drink and all that.
Prawns, conditioner. I did buy some hair dye because, Jesus Christ. I can't think what else I bought. Just general household bits and bobs. Some more mixer for the dogs. £74. I don't know how people can afford to live much longer with the bills the way they're going up. It's absolutely astronomical. I mean, I earn good money. I do earn good money.
Second is just 15 and about to kick in, right? Okay, people are going to be vexed that these people are coming together. That's sedition, all right? People talking about, coming against the powers that be, coming together who the problem is, right? Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay, so when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And if this ain't mourning, then I don't know what is. All right. Obviously, the righteous are not in authority. Okay, the Israelites are not in authority yet. Okay, but they will be in authority. But these Edomites won't enjoy any kind of balance in the kingdom because they'll be deleted after 1,000 years of slavery. They're going to get it the worst. These devils are. All you heathens are going to get it, but you devils are going to get it. Maybe a little bit worse. But all you devils, all you heathens are going to get it hardcore, but you Edomites are going to get it. As Elder Apostle Tar would say, I'm going to put my foot in your ass sideways.
But £74 for a bag of shopping is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Here we are. It's my Sunday afternoon thought for you.
This cost of living crisis is absolute bollocks. Working simply just to survive is bollocks. Working a 9 to 5 is bollocks. Going on one holiday a year and calling that a decent life is bollocks. 28 days holiday a year, 28 days annual leave a year is absolute bollocks.
She's moaning about going abroad once a year. Is bollocks. Is nonsense. What's wrong with going holiday once a year? Even going holiday once every couple of years is decent. What is wrong with this woman? Because Esau's not used to reality. Jake been living in hell while these crackers been living it up. Now their curses are coming upon them. They don't like it. You know? What does Jake do? What do the Israelites do when they have problems? They prioritize bills and pay the one that needs to be paid the most, the one that's the latest. Then they're ordering priority, and they still get shit done. But these crackers get a little bit of pressure, you know. Old Mary Lou here doesn't want to go on holiday just once a year. She wants 28 days annual leave or paid holiday is not enough, right? I don't know. I think that's probably actually we get 8 public holidays a year, so that's 28 plus 8 days. What's that? 36 days a year. She gets holiday, and that's still not enough. People just moan too much, man. It's not that serious for her yet, but those curses are going to come, man. Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, all right, is going to be, it's coming, it's trickling on you, devils, man. It's coming on you, devils.
Rent being half of your wage, it's absolute bollocks. Retiring at 70 if you make it that far, bollocks. Life ain't meant to feel like this, especially not a 25-year-old.
Well, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and Israelites scattered to the 4 corners of the earth, been feeling like that. Been feeling like that when they were children, growing up, feeling like that. All right, living in your world. All right. But we managed to persevere, get to this point. Now the curses are coming on you, devil. That's why you devils like to jump out planes. Love horror movies so much. It's scary shit. You know why? Because you don't have that fear in your life. You don't have that fear. You don't have all those fears, those issues or problems in your life. So everything's hunky-dory. Everything's like fucking living in Mayberry. You know, everything's lovely for you. So you like to feel that excitement, that fear while watching horror movies. But now your horror movie that you like to watch on screen is coming right inside your living room, right inside your life. All right. And it's going to come for real soon. Wait till the Lord, opens the doors to these demons and shit. They're going to come upon you, devils, man. All right. All your worst nightmares are going to come true. This is just like a little prelude to it, man. You're getting a little warm-up exercise, so to speak. All right? Because that hardcoreness is coming, man.
I pray someone else feels the same as I do, because what the actual... It's utter bollocks. It's all utter bollocks. The thing that I did just want to address is that sometimes the actual... I pray someone else feels the same as I do, because...
Look at this. You've got Israelites out there who pray for other people's happiness and joy and safety. But this Edomite wench, right, says she prays that somebody feels the same way she does. You're praying that somebody would feel the same way like you do when you want them to be happy. Why would you want the problems that you have to be on other people? You know why? Because a so-called white man, right, if they're going into hell, they want to take you with them. That's the way they are. If I can't have it, nobody will.
What the actual... It's utter bollocks. It's all utter bollocks. The thing that I did just want to address is that sometimes I get comments that say, oh, don't you work or don't you have a job? Like suggesting that because I'm on a really tight budget, that must mean that I'm not working. And that really isn't the case at all. And I think that it's just really important to have that conversation, because I know people I have friends who have children, and my friends, they're both of them working parents, full-time working parents, and really struggling to make ends meet because of the cost of living. Like, all of our bills have gone up. The water bills have gone up massively. Council tax is huge. Energy bills massive. But then even like the food shop, right? Like the yogurt that I used to buy in Lidl 3 months ago, it cost £1.25. Now it's £1.69 for the same thing. And all of the food prices have gone up. It's not just that. Like, I remember when I used to be able to buy an aubergine for 69p, and now they're like 99p. Like, everything. And you're thinking, oh, what is 30p? You know? Well, if it's...
It's not just prices going up. Prices are going up, but the sizes of these products have gone smaller as well, right? Not that you should be eating chips or biscuits and things like that, but a lot of them have gone smaller. Look at if you look at the weights, how many grams it was before certain products and services or whatever, they've gone smaller in size as well. All right, the amount that it's got in each packet, or the amount of bananas you can buy in a bunch or whatever is gone. It's less as well. So you're getting less, as well as we're getting less as well. I mean, and the quality of the product is worse than before. It's always been worse, but in this hell, it's definitely worse than it was many years ago.
30p on 10 items, that's £3. Like, that's like £9 on your food shop more. And where's that coming from? You're not getting paid more, that's for sure. I'm not going to go off and be a finance bro, you know? It's not my vibe. But it does mean that I'm annoyed that Lidl put the price of yogurt up. But all jokes aside, the cost of living is massive, and people can work full time, people can work incredibly hard in incredibly meaningful careers and find it difficult to survive, you know? And I don't really see things getting better. So, I mean, it's all a bit doom and gloom, but that's the reality of it, you know?
Bro, how is anyone affording to actually live in the UK? How are you managing financially? Council tax, insurance tax, income tax, capital gains tax, NHS tax. Bro, you just have a million taxes, and then they're going to start charging tax on the tax you pay so you can later pay more tax. Bro, I can't fathom it. How are people surviving in the UK, let alone thriving, when you just got constant payments you got to make? And bear in mind, that's excluding your standard like rent and your bills and your food and what you need for actual survival. It's like, bro, we're all paying this extortionate amount of money for what? For the services that are terrible. I can't even go see my GP within a 3-week period if I wanted to. And then this is our standard weather where it's just great. It's like, bro, thank God I'm so blessed and so grateful that I'm in a position financially where I can afford to maintain all these ridiculous payments that I got to be making. But it's like, bro, for the average working class person, bro, I feel for you, because how are you surviving, bro? I'd genuinely be out here on the streets with the regular 9-to-5 income, like struggling to even eat, if it was all of these expenses stacking up and I had a regular wage. I don't even know what I'm spending money on. But yeah, right now it's looking really appealing. Like, I really understand why people are just selling everything they have and moving to Asia, because it's just less stress. You're not getting threatened from HMRC and random institutions every other week for payments that you didn't know you had to make. It's like, bro, like, I'm actually sick and tired of it. Like, I'm one bill away from just getting rid of this apartment, selling my car, and just going to Asia, because, like, bro, I've had enough.
I just saw a video of a woman who unalived herself because her mortgage payments went up by £600. £600. That is the kind of pressure that people are being put under in this country. And that is why I have no desire to own any kind of property in this dirty, stinking UK. Once upon a time, I was saving for a mortgage in this country. I wanted to have a home here and be able to travel the world. So now I want to use that money to live in another country, because as far as I'm concerned, yes, the UK is my home because I was born here. But apart from that, this country is not for me. It's not for us. It's just really not for me anymore, because people are too focused on the wrong things in this country. But anyway, my heart goes out to that poor woman's family, and to anyone that may be watching this that is struggling, please know that's not the answer. There is help and support for you out there, so please speak to someone. Please.
This is going to terrify you. There are more houses on the market right now than there have ever been in the last 10 years. House prices in real terms are down 17% since September 2022. Now, why is that scary? Why is that terrifying? It's because there is a narrative right now that says that house prices are too expensive, that they're unaffordable, that who can afford them? But if house prices are as low as they were since 2003, once you adjust for inflation, if we've got more housing on the market than we've had in 10 years, it tells you that houses should be more affordable than ever. But if we still can't afford houses, what does that say about the value and the income that we're generating? The truth is, my friends, that house prices are not going up. Right? They've been flatlining for a long time. They've capped out because the average British worker can no longer afford them, even when they combine salaries with their spouse. What's really happening is that we are now post the new colonial era. For the last 75 years, we have benefited off the backs of people working for £1 a day in developing nations. And that's why we've now seen a 44% increase in salaries in Poland since 2017. The Vietnamese have seen a 66% increase in salaries over the last 10 years. Yet the British worker has only seen 0.1% growth since 2017 in the average salary. So if all of our contemporaries in developing nations, their salaries are increasing 100 times the rate as yours, guess what? The cost of everything they produce goes up. And so those clothes that you buy, the food that you buy, everything that we source from abroad, those workers who used to produce it for us for £1 a day, $1 a day, they don't want to do that anymore. So the cost gets passed on to you. This is the effect of being in a weakening UK economy relative to everybody else. That is why everything feels so expensive. That is why everyone thinks that house prices are going up, but really what is happening is that your salary and income is being devalued, and house prices are staying pretty stagnant.
There's no value in the money anymore. Okay? There's no value in the money anymore. All right, inflation. And it's going to get to the point where you want something like it did during World War II. It could be a steak dinner, right? With all the trimmings, you know, asparagus, mashed potato, a nice steak, or whatever you like, you know, with some nice white toasted rolls with butter, you know, and a pint of beer. It could be, say, I don't know, £50, and then you go get it again. Half an hour later, it's gone to £100, and you go again another half an hour later, it's gone to 150, then 200, 250. All right, it's going to get to the point where you're going to need damn near a whole rucksack full of cash, you know, to pay for that, you know, and cash is going to be worthless soon. Come to cashless society. You know, you're going to be using your credit cards, debit cards, Apple Pay to pay for some crazy amounts of things. You're not going to have nothing left. All right. So we're just still on the verge of, complete implosion, explosion. All right, of the so-called white man's kingdom in every single way, whether it's America, whether it's the UK, whether it's Canada, whether it's Holland, France, Italy. All right, all these countries, okay, where is the so-called white man's stronghold, wherever they are, is collapsing. All right, the heathen countries are going to collapse too. All right, because what the world, these powers that be are preparing for is a global reset. All right, and these are just the beginning stages, which are going to amplify even further until this financial system completely crashes, and that's going to lead. Hence the reason why they're pushing the digital ID. All right, and everything's going paperless. All right, so we're approaching that time. The Lord is working. It's not tarrying anymore, is it? It's not tarrying anymore. No more. Okay. All praise to Yahweh Hashem.